Is he down there maybe?
That's possible. That's
Oh,
right.
I just think like.
Should I
so many
just-
stories.
Or no,
Why I
that
have
was
all three here.
Oh, should I call Micah?
with the,
I can text Gary's like.
with the board agenda, so we are,
Can you-
remember, we're in a
can you-
meeting room at 5 o'clock.
Can you try to get him in case? Shut the noise box on.
Might wanna call him, because last time I texted him, he was taking a nap.
Hey, Micah.
Oh, there he is. Mike is right here. Did you, yeah, we're down here.
Pulled him off the lake, didn't we?
I usually walk. Actually, this is pretty straightforward
Is
today.
there a flag?
This is a,
I was like, no.
I'm looking like.
All right.
I was ready for budget.
Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. I will read our district mission statement. Would you like to do that? In partnership with the communities, the mission of the Dilworth Glendon Felton School District is to educate individuals in an environment of trust and respect so they become self-directed, responsible, lifelong learners. Paul, we have just Laura and Brittany today. And got us there. And I think that's that. So the agenda, we have just one item. Yes, one item to add to the agenda under report 6.1. We'll add C, community ed advisory. And with that change, do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Nicole, do I have a second?
A second.
Second by Angela. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. All right, public comments and rebel recognition. Do we have any public comments today? Signed up? All right, we'll go on to rebel recognition.
yeah, there we go. We just found out, April 30th, so that was what, last Wednesday? No, Wednesday before, anyway. We did, qualify and we were awarded the Pathways 2 award for 26-27. That's part of our preschool, early childhood. And so we will be receiving $28,689.14 for FY26 and $28,689.14 again for FY23 for a total of a little over 57,000. So yeah, so that was good. We have qualified for that in the past, so we tried again and we got it again, which was great. This is that. I did find out this afternoon, and I apologize. I did look on my phone, but Brittany informed me at about 1:30 today that we did get another grant. Elementary grant. It is from the, and I apologize if I pronounce them correct or incorrectly, NIMBY Family Foundation. Congratulations, DGF Elementary. I'm pleased to announce that you will be receiving a $5,000 grant for your literacy hub.
Oh,
So that we just found out this afternoon.
that's great.
Yeah.
Shannon, I don't know if you saw your email, Scott Kittleson, they got a grant for a Shock Saber, I don't know,
Saw.
yep,
Yep.
for 25,000.
There you go.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. So I'm sure that was in another email I got this afternoon. So thank you.
It's great work by everybody getting grants.
Yeah.
Any other rebel recognition?
The choir concert last week was absolutely fabulous. I love when they do Hallelujah at the end, with the lights all dim and the kids all over. Gives me goosebumps every time. Love it. And then kudos to all the teachers dealing with the hot that had to be in the school today. That had to be challenging for the kids, which makes it extra challenging for the teachers in the home stretch. So appreciate all of that goes into that. And the teachers and support staff doing the field trips that are coming up. Our Fun in the Sunday we've got on Wednesday. Track and field day
next
coming
week,
up,
yeah.
all the things packed into the last few weeks. Just kudos to all our staff at all parts of our building for managing the last few weeks here.
For sure.
Awesome.
We've got the band concert tonight
Tonight.
and the band concert next Monday as well.
And Thursday for the middle school.
And Thursday for the middle. So
That's it.
just a few things.
Just a
going
couple.
on, Not to
Check,
mention
check.
spring sports in full gear too, so.
And their graduation,
And their graduation.
Oh, dear.
big
I think
things.
we have one more meeting before their graduation.
Oh.
Should be the 27th, their graduation, the 28th.
Yes, good point. That's the last week, yeah.
Yeah, very
I just
good.
double checked my calendar.
Any other rebel recognition? All right, very good. We'll go on to number 6.1, board committee reports. The first is policies. Okay.
I can take that one. We reviewed the list of policies that were up for review, made a couple of very minor updates based on what came out of MSBA, and then just a couple of minor add language changes for clarification. But other than that, we saw the first pass, and then we'll do the second pass tonight.
It's tonight, yeah.
Yep. Approval.
Any questions for Angela or anybody on the policies committee? Any comments? All right, we'll go on to 6.1B, negotiations committee. And we met on, was it just Wednesday?
Last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday. You know, we're still a little ways apart. We're working on really kind of trying to all get on the same page. And I mean, I think everyone's working in good faith. And so we did send a proposal today, and we will meet about that sometime in the future. Dates are hard to find this time of year, of course, because everyone's crazy busy. So we will be looking next couple of weeks, maybe next 3 weeks, probably find some time to get to a meeting. So, you know, I don't know if anybody's got any questions on, you know, sort of where we're at. You know, the priorities for the certified staff really is looking at healthcare, looking at a longevity bonus, and then, you know, pay increases, of course, and sort of keeping some of the other benefits the same. So that's where we are in negotiations.
I was just gonna add keeping the other things the same, but you
Okay.
added that, so that's all I got.
All right. Angela, anything? No? All right. Any questions or discussion? All right, we'll go on to 6.2 or 6.1C, community advisory report.
A couple things on that. In the process, you know, they're starting to work and get all the summer rec put together. The AROC system that was implemented here in March has been a very good thing. Tracy's heard nothing but positive from parents and people signing up. The ability to sign up and pay in the same site and the same platform has been very, very well received. They're in the process of getting all the coaches hired for the programs. For enrollment, it's been very well received. We're up. I mean, some areas are up, some areas are about level, but overall the programs have been doing very well. Rebel Kids Care, we have 137 kids signed up for the summer already. 97 signed up for this next fall. So it's the program's growing. This summer, or the Evening Explorers that was introduced here in March, I believe it was. We discussed it. It hasn't taken off as much. So if people know of, haven't seen that or looked at that program, it's a great opportunity for kind of like a nighttime care late evening, care for children. But it hasn't taken off as much as they wanted it to, but it's only been open for a little over a month. So.
Any questions for Troy? All right, with that, we'll now go on to 6.2, superintendent report.
Yeah, the IGR, we did have a meeting here last Thursday? No, Thursday before with county commissioners and area actually,
Intergovernmental retreat, correct?
yeah, that's the intergovernmental, and that's called retreat. I don't know why you put IGR, because it's a committee, so it's an IGC maybe. Intergovernmental Committee. The retreat is held every January in Moorhead. But we had school representatives from Moorhead and the DGF. We talked about truancy and the county supporting truancy and how the support from the county has been better here now recently. There's some changes at the county with personnel and who was in charge of that, and or assigning some different people, and that's helped according to both Moorhead and our school and DGF. Joe O'Keefe presented our information, just some of the struggles with truancy. It's hard to help kids when they're not here, and trying to hold parents accountable is one of the things we talk about, because until the parents are invested and or have some consequence, it's hard to get a 5-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 16-year-old to get really hyped up about school if they don't really want to go, if the parents aren't on board. So a lot of discussion there, but again, felt like it's moving in a better direction. So that was our topic this last meeting. The other thing we talked about at the end was legislation and what the county is going to encounter or is concerned about, what the cities are concerned about, and then obviously we talked about schools and what we were thinking. Moorhead is thinking in a similar. No decisions have been made, obviously, with us, and no decisions with Moorhead Public School either about whether or not they're going to go out and ask our public for some money. The county knows that based on the state of Minnesota and the lack of funding for them, they are really feeling a lot of pressure to increase their taxes, which of course is going to trickle down to affect us. And cities are feeling the same. So that was a lengthy conversation. And we'll see what happens here in the next couple of weeks with them. Evacuation recap. So we did our full evacuation of both sites. Little things here, little things there to improve on. Overall, it was done. So this site, I was at this site and I had my own influence, that was good or bad, on this site. But the one thing that was really nice to see is how everybody got out and got to their location and in a very efficient manner. As far as loading buses and not buses were there, all that work. We had some communication with parents that could have been better. Communication with when the little buses could have been better. So we did do a debrief afterwards and talked about those things. But again, if it was real, we were able to get our people out to the right location. And that was our most important piece, right? And because if it was real, all the loading and unloading and parent pickup would all be different anyway, because we would have different instructions at that time. Same with the elementary. Went very well. Got over there, got really smooth. When I talked to Brittany, she said she was really happy with the teachers and the support staff and all that went. Again, same thing. Had a little bit of this with drop-off, pickup, and parents, but in general, our number one focus is to get them off-site as quickly and efficiently as possible, and that happened. So, yeah, overall, real positive.
Quick question on that.
Yeah.
Is there inside space for kids to go if that happened in a blizzard?
Here, in
Either side.
Yep. So over there, the elementary goes to the Lutheran church, so they're all inside all the time.
Okay.
Over here, they would be if there was a blizzard or it was cold. We told the bus contractor we would not go into their shop, so we didn't have kids saying, "Hey, what's WD-40? Hey,
Yeah.
let's go." Or there's a nice ranch. So yes, so this site, we're going to go down to Pender's garage.
Mhm.
We're going to go into the garage. We're going to load buses first to get them in a bus, just so they're in the building and have a certain area, and then the rest of the space would just be filled with kids because we want to get them inside. There is a little shop right across the little alley that they also own that we could also put kids in there if we needed. So I am not positive everybody will fit over there because we have a lot of kids here,
Yeah.
but we're hopeful that we'll get everybody. So great question.
Well, we can move the buses out of that garage and get them moving towards the Dilworth site, or another location, in the interim, which would open up that bay to allow for additional room for the students.
Correct. Yep, so that was the other part. Once we get loaded, and if not everybody could fit, we would have to have people step out so we can back the buses out. They could be running and heating, obviously, and then people can fit. So, yeah, we feel pretty confident we can keep people safe and warm if it was nasty weather, so, yeah. So I'll do a shout out to Val, Val Kellen, our SRO. She did a lot of work on this. Chase Johansson also worked with her. Obviously, our principals and staff, and just talking it through. But, yeah, it overall, I feel much better knowing that we at least walked through it. And so if we ever had to use it, yeah. Next thing is FY26 staffing. We've had some changes. We just hired an ELL teacher full-time. We've accepted some resignations. We've filled some of those positions. So we do have as of late last week, we have hired a new FIED teacher. So that's good for the middle school. Language arts, I think we approved that one before, if I remember right, for middle school here. Yeah, we're still looking for an interventionist at the middle school. We're one short. So we'll continue to work on that. Yeah, so for the most part, we're in a good place. Yeah, questions?
I just have kind of a comment on the truancy issue. As a former SRO, that was probably my biggest headache. The problem with the county is that they require so many situational pieces to come into play, and early intervention is key because it takes a solid 3 months to really get anything going. So if we don't identify a child as truant until November, there's no action being taken, or we started being taken until like February. So that is where one of the challenges poses. And Quinn and I worked very closely from social services, and he now took the lead position at social services, and
That's been a positive
that has
change.
been, yeah, and Rhonda was terrific
Yep.
before that and did a lot of great things, and she had her niche. But Quinn kind of ran the truancy, or tried to, from the line side. So that is one of his passions. So we have seen an uptick in kiddos coming into court. They always have them after the 3 o'clock hour because they don't want to miss school, right? Because they're truant. So that's part of the problem. So we've had an increase in juvenile hearings over the last couple months, trying to shore up some of these issues because the slate starts fresh again June 1st. So,
And there's just such a high volume, unfortunately,
yes.
in Clay County. And so I appreciate it. And I understand there's a lot on the county and the steps and all that. They just, it's like anything, even if it's not happening, it feels like it's happening. And that's, I guess, for any other, that's what our staff feels like. As
And
far
I
as
think we've been doing a
administration.
better job of getting the numbers in too, because we have to have our steps taken care of, right? Like we have to notify parents that the student's absent. We have to notify the parents that they have a 3-day absence and a 7-day absence, and checking all these boxes. And our staff is doing a great job of checking the boxes so it can be pushed forward to social services, because they're ultimately the ones that file the grievance with the court. Val can't do that
No,
on our
right.
behalf,
No,
which is
right.
unfortunate, because then we would know that would be done much faster.
Or quicker, yeah.
We just write the ticket and it goes right to the court system, but unfortunately it doesn't work like that in the truancy world.
Yep.
How many students do we have that are truant?
Oh, I don't have the number off the, too many. Oh,
It would be
gosh.
an
Yeah.
alarming number for anybody who doesn't see it regularly.
I would say that in the elementary, and I can only, so bear with my memory stick. The elementary, I saw the stack of letters on Wayne's desk last year, and I want to say there was over 90 letters.
Because
that-
remember,
90.
it's cumulative. So if you have, it stacks up and it's like 3 hours or 3 periods of the same class, like especially in the high school or middle school, when you're missing the same class multiple times, you can become truant by missing
Pretty quick.
math class. Because you're skipping that one class. There's different qualifications, but even when you break it down, people can be truant and physically in our building, but just not in the classroom.
We're skipping a class.
So,
Elementary, it's more that they're just not there.
and that's not necessarily truancy, that's educational neglect on the
Yep, yep.
parent. Because
Totally
they're not
different.
old enough to get themselves to school.
That's kind of what we were talking about that day too, that educational neglect. I think I want to say it's age 13 or 14, I forget no officially, but yeah.
Younger.
Is it 12? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's,
because we talked about that there too. There was some discussion on when that happens, because we're talking about having parents being held accountable and when that changes to the student. And
it's actually quite, I forget, I won't quote the year because it's been a while since I've had to deal with it. But I thought, there's no way my child at that age would get themselves
Right.
up and get ready for school. But the accountability changes to the child much sooner than one would expect, considering the developmental capabilities of that child at that time.
Yeah, good information.
Yeah, so.
Any other questions for Shannon?
I have a question. How is the construction going? Solar panels on the schools? Is that what's going on?
Yes, I'm sorry, I was gonna add that to my list. Yep, solar panels are going up. They were delivered, all the pieces and parts were delivered a week ago, week and a half ago, and now they're starting to construct the layout of it. So that is, now just so the public knows, yes, we're getting solar panels on the Dilworth building, but Glidden building did not qualify due to the electrical uses and our solar panels out in the fields by Felton or on the way to Felton. So this one didn't qualify for it because we're already getting access to those. And it's not attached to the roof. It's just weights holding it all. This is a system they put all over the state. Moorhead has done it. We checked with them first. They said it's been nothing but positive. And so, yes, they are installing them. They're in the process. So we were up there today making sure nothing was blown away. And they actually kind of halted their work for a while just because of the wind. It was just, they couldn't function up there. But yeah, so that's what's happening. And that is all part of a grant, 100% covered, nothing out of our pocket. So
And
that we,
continuing maintenance as well?
they take care of everything.
Okay.
Yep. So, yeah, we just have to call them when something's not working. What it's gonna do is we can't go off the grid and just run off the solar panels. What it does, it lessens our load. And so it's not like it's stockpiled in the corner for, we were hoping it was gonna be a little bit more of that. Really what it's doing is we're gonna take power from that, so it's not always coming off the grid. So we're gonna have a savings for sure, because it's gonna offset that. And we'll learn more as we go. They have a whole grid sheet. Remember if they presented, I think they presented to you guys.
online,
Yeah, they presented here a year ago-ish, maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yep, so no, thanks for asking. I'm sorry I was gonna bring that up today.
Any other questions for Shannon? All right, we'll move on to number 7.1. This is to approve the regular meeting minutes on April 20th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
So
Motion by Angela. Do I have a second? Second by Troy. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. On to number 8. This is the consent agenda. Approve the bills for May of 2025 in the amount of,
$201,204.78.
all right, then your treasurer's monthly budget report is part of your packet. And that's all we've got for the consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Nicole. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Troy. Any questions or discussion?
If you look, sorry, excuse me, if you look at our overall budget, we're 0.05%, so we're 0.5% over this month right now, and that's kind of where we're trending. Some of our budgets are good, others are just over, and our maintenance one is the one that's kind of a little bit, most of that. Okay.
Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to 9. This is new and unfinished business. 9.1 policies. This is to approve the second reading of the following policies. 413 harassment and violence, 425 staff development and mentoring, 512 school-sponsored student publication and activities, 516 student medication, 603 curriculum development, 604 instructional curriculum, 605 alternative education services, 606 textbooks and instructional materials, 606.5 library material, 607 organization of grade levels, 608 instructional services, special education, 609 religion, 610 field trips, 611 homeschooling, and 704 development and maintenance of an inventory of fixed assets and a fixed asset accounting system. Do I have a motion? Motion by Troy. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Angela. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On to 9.2. This is to approve the tentative list of class of 2025 DGF graduates. And the list is in your packet. Your favorite graduate is in there. Mine is in there. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Nicole. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Angela. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 10.1, the next board meeting is Tuesday, May 27th, 2025 at 6 PM, the DGF Community Room, by the gym. And the Glendon site. 10.2, the Personnel Committee will meet following the school board meeting on May 22nd, 27th, 2025. On to number 11, this is to adjourn the regular meeting of the DGF School Board. Do I have a motion? Motion by Nicole, do I have a second? Second. Second by Troy, any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Meeting is adjourned.
Last one.
Going back.
Yeah.